All right, little TikTok review time. Doing one of these a day. Gonna see what these ladies have to say. See if I can translate. But ultimately, I want to teach men. If there's teachable moments, I'll teach men. That's all I'm looking to do. And if women can learn something, great. I want everyone to have better relationships. Let's go.
After divorce is the most complicated thing ever. There's talking stages, there's dating stages, there's situationships. What is all of this? First of all, I don't know how to not be a wife. I want to cook for you. I want to clean for you. I want to check in on you. I want to call you all the time because you're my man, but not my man. And I also want to go batshit crazy. And I can't because you're my man, but like not my man. It's so hard.
Well, women treat all men differently. If she wants to go batshit crazy, if she, wants to cook and clean for you, then that means she likes you. And women don't like all men, just as men don't like all women. If women don't like you, and this is not a bad thing, it's a feature, not a bug. It's they don't like you, they don't like you, and they're not going to care about compliments. They're not going to care about spending time with you. They're not going to care about responding to you. They're not going to care about being friendly to you. They're not going to care about being feminine with you. But if they do care, and you reach a level of respect in their eyes, whatever that may be, they'll be nice as hell. And like I always say, you're either zero or hero women. And that's not a bad thing. It just is the way it is, and then operate accordingly. Now, nothing that I say is to be against women. It's just to help men and help men understand women. That's it.
One of my biggest rules for dating after divorce is that you must have a hoe era. You have to date around. You have to try out a lot of different people. First of all, it's going to make you feel really free. After being in the confines of a marriage for many, many years, probably going with your needs being unmet, it feels amazing to step outside and have little to no commitment. Secondly, you really do have to find out what you don't like in order to figure out what you do like. And that's...
Let me speak on what she just said. So she said women have to have a hoe era. That's up to the woman, I guess. I've experienced this I dated heavily from 2018, I don't know, to about 2022, 23. I had my own era, right? And I was meeting these women, and they would be in these relationships, and this is where I learned. I'm just a guy out here, 50 years old, been doing a lot of dating, and that's all I have to go on. Give men wisdom from my experience, and hopefully they can learn. But what I noticed was a lot of these women were in relationship with beta males, and when they get divorced, they want to, and I've talked about it in other videos before she's even said this, and they come out wanting to just have a good time. And I mean, whether it's required or not, I know it happens. They'll come out here, and I've said it in another video, and I think it was on a TikTok review, same thing. They'll come out here just having a blast, seeing all the alpha chads that they have access to, and they're just having fun having sex. And like she's saying, whether it's a requirement or not, I think probably it's a good thing for them, but I do warn them, because a lot of times women think that this will never end, or, this is so much fun, but what they don't realize, and I've spoken to several, and warning them, it gets exhausting. And it's not perfect. There are men that'll, be jerks, and, but they can have a blast. Again, this is very much, if you see a woman coming out of a marriage and she wants, a lot of times they're not looking for anything serious. They're just looking for, people to have fun with. And these are good women to hang out with, because they are very, their urgency to have sex and their urgency to find an alpha bang to have sex with is very, it's a big priority. And right or wrong, I've seen it happen. The only thing that I see negative about it is oftentimes it becomes exhausting after they do it for a while.
You should date all types of men. Date the young ones, date the old ones, date the tall ones, date the short ones, date men with all different kinds of jobs, date men from every walk of life. And you just never know.
Well, they're only going to date the ones that are hot and get their JJ wet. So, I mean, this is kind of where, I don't know, like, if they consciously want to mislead about it. I mean, again, who gets my VJJ tingles? Who gets my VJJ wet? You're the one that's going to get sexual access to them. So it doesn't matter what kind of jobs they have and how tall they are or whatever. If you get their VJJ wet, you're in.
Find a connection where you never thought you would. That happened to me. I never thought I would be with a younger man, and now I have had a partner for a year and a half who's 9 years younger than me.
Yeah, I don't think that's too surprising. I
So
also like the look at how low cut. I mean, these are not accidents, guys. That's not an accident. Okay, women know that their most powerful agency is their sexuality. They love
relationship
it.
I've ever been in, and I never thought that would happen. And it wouldn't have happened if I hadn't opened my mind up to the possibilities of dating all different
Legs.
types of people. So
Up over their legs.
that's what I mean when I say you need to have a hoe era when you're dating after divorce. Date around. You might
I
end up
agree
in a
with you.
relationship, but for sure you will have a lot of fun along.
I don't hate this woman. I agree with her. Nothing wrong. Let's not talk bad about women like this. Those are fun women. Nothing wrong with that. And all women are capable of this.
Dating after divorce isn't normal dating. It's emotional whiplash with a side of identity loss. You go from being someone's wife, someone's built-in partner, someone who shared routines, responsibility, and a whole life, to suddenly being back in a dating world where everything has a label and nothing has meaning. Talking stages, situationships. We're just seeing where it goes. And you're sitting there thinking, I used to cook dinner and fold laundry for a grown man. What do you mean we're vibing? Nobody prepares you for how confusing it is to lose a role you lived in for years and be expected to casually re-enter a world that runs on ambiguity.
Dating after divorce hits different because it's not just about liking someone, it's about undoing patterns that almost broke you. And if you're stepping back into dating after a divorce, here are 3 things I want you to slow down and consider. First, are you dating to heal or to distract? If you're dating because being alone feels unbearable, because silence feels loud, because you want someone to prove you're still wanted, that's not connection, that's survival mode, even though it makes sense. Healthy dating comes from curiosity, not urgency. You're not auditioning to be chosen anymore, you're choosing. Second, pay attention to how conflict feels early on.
Yeah, the first one she described, that's a lot of women on dating apps. They're dating to distract or validate. Those are dangerous. They just want to have foodie dates. They just want to make sure they know they're still beautiful, but they're not sexually into you. There's no sexual urgency. Those men do not choose those. Okay, that again, it doesn't make them bad. It just makes them bad for you if you're looking to have an actual relationship and an actual sexual relationship.
Argue about how it actually feels in your body. Do you shut down? Do you over-explain? Do you feel small? Do you get anxious about saying the wrong thing? Your nervous system remembers your marriage even when your mind says this person is different. Dating after divorce isn't just emotional, it's psychological. Listen to your body. It's smarter than your dating checklist. Number 3, don't confuse peace with emotional distance. This is a big one. After a high conflict or emotionally draining marriage, calm can feel intoxicating. But calm without emotional availability is not intimacy. It's avoidance with good manners. You deserve.
I mean, all dating is emotional and physical. I don't know if that's not, yeah. I don't know if that's rocket science.
Safety and emotional presence. Not just someone who doesn't hurt you, but someone who can actually meet you. I'm Melissa DeVaris Thompson. I'm a licensed couples therapist. If you're dating after divorce, I want you to remember this. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're not asking for too much. You're wiser now, and that gets to matter. And if this resonated, save it. Check the link in my bio for my free attachment quiz to help you date with more clarity and confidence.
This one will sting, but it's the truth. A lot of men avoid divorced women and single moms. Not because they're bad people, okay? But because of the...
Men do not avoid them. Men will have a sexual relationship with a single mom. And men, especially, I was dating in my 40s, 50s, 30s. To not find a divorced woman, you can't not. How would you can't avoid them. That's and after 30, you can't avoid single moms. Now, dating a single mom makes things different. And, gives you a level of, they're dating on hard mode, you got to be careful. I would warn being a stepdaddy. I've been there, done that. So anyway, but you can date them. Just have your standards. Know what your standards are. Know your identity. Know what you're willing to put up with. But you can have a great relationship with divorced women. They're great. You can have a great relationship with single moms. They're great. But just know where your boundaries are. I'm not here to be stepdaddy. I'm not here to father your kids. I'm not here to move in with you. I'm here to have a great time with you. I'm here to connect with you. I can even love you, but I'm gonna love you from my standards. So that's how you do it, man. You don't cut them out altogether. There's some great women in these categories.
That comes with it. Let's break it down, shall we? A divorced woman usually carries emotional scars. She's been through betrayal, conflict, failure, child custody, and often she hasn't healed from it. That pain doesn't just disappear, it bleeds into the next relationship. Men can feel that bitterness, that distrust, and
Well, for certain women, ones that haven't, if they're negative about their man right away, you want to avoid those like the plague. Those are the ones that haven't healed from it. If they're still talking negatively about their man, that we know how it feels. Men know how it feels to hear a woman talk negatively about her man. Men, ladies, trust me, don't talk negatively about your man. If you are, you need to do some work to heal from that. But yeah, but there's most men after the 30s are going to be divorced. Everybody needs to work through their pain, their healing, and stuff like that. But if you want to live as a resentful person, yeah, you're going to have problems.
want to pay for what the last man did. Now let's talk about the single moms. It's not just about dating her, it's about inheriting her past. The ex is always in the picture. The baby daddy will be forever tied.
Yes, but as a man, your identity matters and what your standards are matters. You don't have to be involved in that at all. That's her business. As a rule, I would recommend for men, you're not involved in that. Just choose not to be involved in that. Hey, when you're done, having whatever goes on with your kids, you're not there to listen to her problem with her baby daddy. You're not there to solve her problem with her baby daddy. You're not her therapist. You are there to be her partner, the one that she can connect with, and the one she can have a good sexual relationship with, the one that she can have fun with, and go do things with or whatever. But I'm not here to be your therapist on your baby daddy. I'm not here to be your kid's stepdaddy. If you need to go out with me and your kids need to be washed, then she's gonna have to work that out. I'm not part of that, And if she likes you enough, she'll deal with that. If she doesn't, she won't.
Her and her child. And no matter how great the guy is, he's never the first priority. Her kids will be. And they should be. The child should come first. But most men aren't signing up to be second place in their own relationship. It doesn't mean divorced women or single moms can't find love. That's not what I'm saying. But it does mean the pool is smaller. Because men weigh these realities before committing to somebody. So stop shaming men for wanting less baggage. It's not hate, it's honesty. If you want a high value man, you've got to bring more than wounds and history to the relationship. You have to.
High value man. What is a high value man? I know a lot of people were Kevin Samuels converts, and Kevin Samuels was good, but where I believe he got it wrong was money. Women don't care about money. They care about money if you want to be a beta male provider. But the definition of what a high value man is, he had it to where it was like money and stuff like that. But money shouldn't. It depends on what the woman wants. If she wants sexuality, your money doesn't become involved. She'll just like you said, she'll have sex with Pookie and Ray Ray, and they have no money. So money is not a factor.
Healing, peace, and partnership, because that's what men stay for.
Got divorced in 2018, about a week after I turned 30. Happy birthday to me. And I have 3 tips if you are starting over back in the dating pool after being out of it for a while. Okay, number 1, be so high in your standards, but so low in your expectations. And what I mean...
Well, you can be high in your standards if you are able to get that from men. A woman can be, but she's going to have to bring something too, right? Just like men. We can be high in our standards, but if you're living with your mama and you have, oily skin and you play World of Warcraft and you haven't been outside in the sun for a year and you're not in good shape, you can't have high standards. You have to be worthy of high standards. So yeah, and always, have no expectations. I'd say have low expectations. That's a negative attitude. Both people should have no expectations, right? Because at the end of the day, it's you don't want to be tied to a certain outcome, right? Just go have fun.
Is I knew exactly what I was looking for, but I did not expect everyone I went on a date with to meet those standards. I think having high standards and high expectations of people is going to cause you to consistently...
And what she really is saying is, have high standards, meaning, okay, Alpha Chad, we constantly the ghost of Alpha Chad. And then, we get the confirmation bias because Alpha Chad is hot and it's getting them tingly. they have high expectations of his character, his morality, and that's where you're going to go wrong. Just because someone's beautiful, even as a woman, just because the shallow Hal experiment, of the movie, but just because someone's beautiful doesn't make them a person of high integrity, a person of character. So we often mix those up with the halo effect. We have confirmation biases.
Down, and then you are going to get burnt the fuck out. My goal was just to have fun in the journey of dating and to also kind of figure out who I was, because I had been out of the game for a very long time. Okay, number 2, lower your definition of what a good date is. For me, a good date just meant that the person was enjoyable to talk to and they were respectful.
Okay, but that brings the difference between men and women. If we had 10 dates that were enjoyable to talk to and respectful, that's not a bad date. But if I told my buddies, hey, I had 10 dates recently and they were respectful to talk to, and we had good connection as far as talking, and then my friends would be like, well, how many did you get laid with? 0. They'd be like, bro, you got problems. Now women could say that, and her friends might go, oh, good, I'm glad you're talking to 10 guys, it's all going well. See, it's different. Women can have 10 good dates and not have any sex. Plus they probably got a friends with benefits in the background. But what men find out, what men see as a good date, because how do we know? Once again, how do we know if women like us as men? How do we know if we're validated by them? If they have sex with us by the end of the date, that's a great date for men. You go back to that. There's just an extremely funny reel where the girl's like, I treated the man just like something about how she was treated. And she has sex with them. She doesn't cuddle with them. She gets him an Uber and sends him on his way. And she's like, now let's see how he likes it. And he calls his buddy. He's like, I had the best date ever. What we see as good dates is different. And men want sexuality. And women know this, but men are going out with you to have a sexual experience. So if there's no sex by the end of the date, it usually means she didn't like us enough. No sexual urgency is a bad thing.
If your definition of a good date is that person was a potential romantic partner, you are going to consistently get let down, and
Well, I don't know about women. She can talk about women. I'm going to talk about men. That is a thing. Woman that finds sexual urgency in you means she likes you. It means she finds you sexually attractive, which is the strongest form of attraction, which is a good thing. This right here is women trying to shape a narrative. Don't believe this crap. Don't believe it. Sexual urgency, general burning desire, Iron Rule of Tomasi 3. Look at those 9 rules he has. Shout out Rollo Tomasi, but Iron Rule of Tomasi 3. If she makes you wait for sex, the sex is not worth the wait. It's not about sex. It's about the genuine burning desire to have sex. And women don't understand this. It's fine. We're not here to make women understand. We're here to make sure that men keep their standards high.
Get burnt the fuck out. Again, finding the fun in the journey. Number 3, have fun with it. It is not an interview. Nobody wants to feel like they are on a job interview on a date. It's like the least sexy thing ever. And dating should be like fun and flirty, because you want to find someone that you can have fun with and be flirty with. And by the way, being flirty does not mean that you owe them anything, including a kiss or anything more than that. And trust me, I know dating can be hard, okay? I was with my...
Okay, once again, shaping the narrative. No, men don't, we've talked about this before, men don't want to feel owed anything, okay? We don't feel owed anything. We want you to want us. We want you to want to kiss us. We don't want to feel owed a kiss, okay? It's about the genuine burning desire. Iron Rule Tomasi number 3. If she doesn't have sexual urgency for us, because the same girl making you wait for any kind of sexual desire is the same girl who will bang the hot guy in the foam cannon party 5 minutes after meeting him in Cancun, Mexico. Okay? So if she doesn't have sexual urgency for you, she will have it for somebody else. And there's a woman that'll have sexual urgency for you that's not with you right now. So find that one. Don't put up with second best. You deserve better.
My entire 20s. I didn't really even date before him. I didn't have an iPhone before him. I'd never been on dating apps. Like, I was out of the game. But my best advice is you have to try to find the fun in it.
Dating again after divorce isn't about butterflies. It's about nervous systems. It's about, can I be myself around you? Can I trust the quiet? Will I flinch when...
Negative. Will I flinch? That's damage. Will I flinch when your tone changes? That's crazy. No. You want butterflies. You want tingles. You want vajayjays wet. And this is what she's saying doesn't matter anymore. Oh, it still matters. This is a woman that's been injured. This is trauma. This is a woman that needs to deal with her trauma.
Changes. Will I lose myself again just to keep someone? It's not about starting over. It's about starting wiser. With a heart that's been broken, but still somehow wants to try again.
Women always want to try again. They love men. They love the D. They love us. They will not stop loving us. They're going to try again. But if they're going to try again in this injured, playing it safe, you do not want to be with a woman who's playing it safe. She will be a shrew. She will be depressed. She will be fearful. You don't want a fearful animal to be trying to come at you.
Knowing what it feels like to build a life with someone and slowly disappear inside of it. I've smiled through dinners where the tension sat heavier than the food. I've begged for clarity in conversations that only left me spinning. And I've gone to sleep.
Beg for clarity. That means that, see, women want clarity out of men that they really like. If they don't like you, they don't care if you're clear or not, if you like them. But if they're anxious and don't know if you like them, and they want clarity, a lot of times Alpha Chad's not going to give that to them. But if they don't like you, they're not going to care about clarity. They know they don't like you, so they don't need clarity. I've gone to sleep next to someone who hadn't really seen me in years. Well, that's never a good thing. A sexless marriage, like I tell guys, a sexless marriage, if a woman's not having sex with you, women love sex. And if she's not having sex with you, she doesn't like you. You need to find your way out of that. Get with a friend that knows the way out.
Someone who hadn't really seen me in years. So no, I'm not looking for a fairy tale. I'm looking for real. For effort. For peace. For something that feels like breathing, not performing. You'll notice I ask different questions now. I'll want to know how you handle silence. How you react when someone tells you no. How you treat people who have nothing to offer you.
Well, just like women, men, people who have nothing to offer us don't belong in our lives. See, this is therapy speak, right? If you got nothing to offer me and I got nothing to offer you, we don't belong with each other. All relationships will be transactional. If we have nothing to offer each other, then why are we together? So yeah, anytime you have a relationship, human beings have relationships, you have to be able to offer them something.
Seen charm used as a mask before. And I'm not interested in being fooled again.
Once again,
I'm not rushing. I'm not.
Once again, you hear the fear. I'm not going to be fooled again. Charm as a mask. This is a woman that's fallen in love with Alpha Chad. She's fearful. This is a woman you don't want to be involved with. This is a very fearful woman. And a scared animal overemphasizes the consequences of being with you, and fear causes an overemphasis on bad outcomes. You don't want to be with fearful people. You want to be with happy people, open-hearted people.
Right. And I'm not trying to prove anything. But I do still believe in love. Not the fantasy kind. The build it every day kind. The show up even when it's hard kind. The safe, steady, soul deep kind. So if I let you in, understand it took a lot to open this door. And I'm not afraid of being alone. I'm afraid of losing myself again for someone who doesn't know what to do with a heart that's already had.
Afraid, she's afraid. She's afraid. That's fear. Once again, I've said it already, but she's fearful. Stay away from this kind of woman.
Be on its own.
Dating after divorce, guys. The other day I made a video around divorce and how challenging it is, but let's talk about dating after divorce. We all know that the dating pool has pee in it, and now you're out and you divorced,
The dating pool has pee in it. Okay, already kind of a nasty way to describe. These are people, right? And I don't know, again, dating is not easy. It can have its challenges, but there's just people trying to find connection with other people. And it's not the most simple thing. It's not the most clean thing in the world as far as, people are gonna get hurt. But there's some great people out here, You gotta learn the rules of the game and act accordingly. But this kind of negative attitude, the dating pool has pee in it. This is something, again, bad, negative energy. And it never sounds good. That maybe she thought it sounded witty. Women often find that sarcasm is the way to go. That's not. It just doesn't sound good.
Okay, I'm over 40 And now you need to navigate life and you need to find a partner if you want to settle down again and build a life with someone for companionship and love and all of those nice things. And now you here in the dating pool has been it because there's a lot of junk out here. So how are you finding it? For me, I can safely say that I have surfed through the mud and I found the one. We are looking to tie the knot soon, and so my struggle is over. Last year there was a I noticed to all the single people to say that if you can't find somebody by the end of December, they are putting you out of the country. So are you guys still here? Are you still okay? Are you looking for love? Are you not looking for love? Have you given up? What's your story? Let me hear.
Dating after divorce, you're thinking, yes, I've still got it. I'm going to make this right. I'm going to find myself a mature man. Ugh. 5 horribly brutal truths that no one prepared me for. The amount of men with STDs, despite the fact.
Okay, I mean, that's just stupid. I don't know where she's getting her data, but women have more STDs than men. Number one, women have easier access to sex, and women, just due to biology, and go look it up, go Google it, but women contract sexually transmitted diseases easier than men because they're the receivers. There's tearing to the tissues, and women carry more STDs than men. I don't know where she's getting her facts. And this doesn't make them worse or bad. It just means that, her facts are off. Women biologically contract more STDs than men do because they're more vulnerable to getting infections.
We have been in monogamous marriages for decades is 1 in 5. And men that are divorced, they don't want to use protection because they weren't using protection in their marriage.
I don't know, I don't know where she's getting her facts. Talk to men. Women, if you're the alpha dude, she often doesn't want you to use protection. I noticed when I was dating, again, not to put all my information out there, but women in their 40s, knowing that they can't get pregnant very easily, or knowing that they have their tubes tied, they're not interested in using protection. So it goes both ways.
Condoms plummets with age, which means
But again, that doesn't even. I mean, use of the condom, it doesn't matter because you just demand it be done. I mean, if you demand it to be done when you're having sex with a partner, what he does with someone else doesn't matter. You're using it with him.
STD, and your chance of a later in life unwanted pregnancy is through the roof. And even a conversation around birth control, it's not going to go well.
Sorry. I don't think men would have a problem with that. And men would probably want to be sure you are on birth control. More often than not, women are not consistent with hormonal birth control. And, if a man's having a great night with you, the last thing I think he would worry about is the usage of a condom. And if he's not going to use it, then you just don't sleep with him. No. If you're getting hot and heavy and you just ask a guy, pull out a condom and say, hey, use this, he's going to be okay with that. Trust me.
At this stage, love watching popcorn. No one's monitoring their phone use. They're not worried about their wives walking in on them anymore because they're single. So you're competing with that. And that's all I'm going to say on that one. Addictions fill the loneliness gap. So many men at this age and stage have addictions. Whether it's weed, gambling, drinking, fitness, they're obsessed because they've used these things as a way to cope with their post.
I don't know. Again, I don't know who she's dating. This is probably the dating pool. I don't know. But there's some great, I have, my friends, I have some great male friends. I hang out with a lot of men, probably more than she hangs out with. And they don't have addictions. They have they're awesome men with great hobbies.
Loneliness, because they don't know how to have real relationships. Even the high-functioning addict looks put together, but just watch how they're coping with stress.
And this is a woman you don't want to be hanging out with. This is negative vibes. She has a preconceived notion of what men are, I guess. You don't want to be hanging out with anybody that's negative. No. How easy do you think it will be to get this woman to have a good time with you? No way. With these fake facts.
Every problem is numbed with one of these things. Just run. Emotional availability is just not present. You would think, having gone through a divorce, that they would be doing work on themselves, but most men have not.
Women aren't emotionally available for men they don't like. Trust me. Be a man she doesn't like and see if she gives a damn. Women don't give a damn about men they don't like. They're emotionally available for men they like. You know, like I say, you're either zero or a hero.
They're not doing it. They're just rebounding into other relationships. They do everything they can to avoid facing themselves and doing the work. Just ask them about their last relationship. It's going to tell you everything you need to know. And the dating pool, the pool that you actually want to get into, the one that is vacuumed and clean and clear, is so itsy bitsy, teensy wee.
Where is your data? Vacuuming, clear. Doesn't even make sense. No data, just straight opinion.
You're going to feel like there's no one out there in the whole world, even though everyone around you is divorced and available. If you feel like the pool is just the size of a shot glass, that's good, because that means your standards are high. Do not lower them ever. It's so important that you're aware, because I was not in.
You can only have high standards, like I already said, you can only have high standards if you are worthy of having high standards. You know, an obese woman, an obese man, you know, a guy that doesn't, you know, have good social skills, a guy that's not assertive, a guy that's not dominant, a woman that's not feminine, a woman that's not fit. You cannot have high standards because you're not worthy of high standards. You don't have the things that women and men are attracted to. You have to have those things.
You need to know the landscape. I really wouldn't recommend doing it at all.
Okay, so here's
All right,
my
I'm gonna leave it
TED
there.
Talk on why I think